You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
Yeah! Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alex.
And my name's Asa. And I'm Jim.
Oh, wow. We got some very, very serious counselors this week, so we got some tough questions that they want to answer. Bring it on. All right. Well, then. Joe from Nashville, Tennessee writes, Dear Win, what's the best way to get noticed by foreign women? Because I think they're exotic and hot. Oh, this is definitely you, Jim, with that kind of voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, Joe, one thing I got to say about foreign women is that a lot of them speak a different language.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say learn at least a couple words or phrases in different languages. I myself used to know how to say I taste good in 11 different languages, just because you never know when that's going to come in handy.
You taste good, or it tastes good?
No, I taste good.
Oh.
I wanted them to know that I taste good.
All right.
Because,
Yeah,
I'm trying to lure them to me, after all.
That tastiness.
Mm-hmm. So I'd say, Joe, find a word or phrase, or a couple, and just learn a bunch of languages.
Well, that's kind of a good idea. What about you, Ace? What you think?
I agree with Jim to an extent, though you can really simplify things by, instead of learning a bunch of languages, learn just one, and that would be Latin. Now, some people say it's a dead language, but the thing is, there are the Romance languages. We got Portuguese, French, Spanish, Italian, Romanian. We have a bunch of languages. What's that?
Latin, but Latin's what you suggest.
Right. These are all Latin derived.
It makes total
sense. And there are tons of words in English that are derived from Latin. So learn Latin, and then you'll be able to communicate with a girl from Portugal and a girl from Brazil.
But what if you're into Asian chicks?
Yeah.
Sanskrit.
Okay, and African chicks?
That's outside my expertise.
Oh, okay.
I think most people in Africa speak several languages, including, French or German.
But probably not Latin.
I would say learn the language of love.
Oh, that's the most important language. Matter of fact, that's what I was going to get at, Joe. I said, Joe, I think the language that you need to learn is the language of Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Smirnoff vodka, and maybe Angry Orchard cider, because people like that these days, and show these foreign women what good libations in the United States can offer. Then maybe going a little bit further on, wanting to get to know them might be a little bit easier, because you never know what happens when inhibitions are lowered and self-esteem is raised. All right, Terrence from Oakland, California writes, Dear Win, the police out here are too aggressive to us average college students. Oh. How can we tell them to get off our backs without being too aggressive or possibly racist? Oh. Well, I would say, Terrence, maybe what you ought to do is you should walk around with a pink backpack instead of like a cool backpack, and walk around instead of with headphones on or something else that you might be your iPhone or whatever you're playing on as you're going from class to class, and have like just a nice big teddy bear in your arm. And then the police might say, you know what, that's probably a good kid. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think it's not enough to be non-threatening. You gotta take that next step and really let them know that you're on their side.
Well,
and so I would say, wear a police uniform
and turn around and punch some other students.
No.
No,
but just wear one, and they're not gonna. Police officers don't bother other police officers.
That's true.
So if everybody at your school, all these, quote, average college students wore police uniforms, police wouldn't know who to bother.
And they probably could get away with it because Halloween's coming up, so they could just say, oh, it's because of Halloween we're dressing up like cops, so the administrators wouldn't give them a hard time.
Yeah, and I think that will help with an overall sense of security on campus.
What do you think, Jimbo?
This was Oakland, correct?
Oakland.
Yeah. So you're in America. So I think the simplest solution is just be born white and middle class.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would make clear sense. Of course. Yeah. Well,
and male if possible. White male and middle class.
Yeah. Yeah. And have some height and stature to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Money helps as well.
Money helps. and have a good last name like a Kennedy or something.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
And there's a formula right there,
Yeah.
Terrence. That's all you've got to do. Clearly, that's the answer. So, anyway, that's all the time we have right now for for Good, Bad, Ugly. But we have one more piece of inspiration to get you through the week, known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Well, this month, the moon is waxing through the house of Mars, which is a fire sign, and right now, Sagittarius, also a fire sign. So things are looking up for you, Sagittarius, right now. So keep an eye out for opportunities, and keep in mind also that any good karma generated now will be returned to you sevenfold. And the easiest way to generate good karma is to go to iTunes and rate and review and download the World Improv Network.
Thanks for listening to Win on KZKO. Don't forget to interact with the cast by sending your suggestions for each segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net, or the Win KZKO blog. See you next week.
You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.